Hey everybody, it's Raidhyn here. You know, when I started this video series, I figured that it would be on this regular, weekly, reoccurring basis thing where on a schedule, I would happily put out a video on a Sunday, right at the start and the end of the week, and it would be perfectly aligned. But it turns out that I haven't made content in so long that I don't really have a rhythm or a schedule. And it's probably going to stay like that for a little while, at least until I get back into the swing of things. So, apologies for this video being late. That said, let's talk a little bit about Abel, or Avatar Belial, or Avatar Belial, as the announcer likes to say. Wait, Belial. Anyway, so Avatar Belial is a crazy character. Basically, he trades a complete lack of cooldown time in exchange for sacrificing his own health. So essentially, you can always get your combo immediately. What this means is that sometimes it's incredibly easy to take out, your opponent in like 15 seconds, real fast. But the downside is that not only does he have less health than normal at 9,000, which is, a whole 1,000 less than the average, but, he's also sacrificing 500 health every time he uses an EX move. So it's this really high-risk, high-reward, snowball-y kind of character. He has a ton of amazing tools. I think he has possibly the most specials in the game aside from Narmaya, just because of how many moves she has total, with the two stances. But Avatar Belial has, just this high-risk, high-reward style gameplay where you can really run over your opponent, or everything could be going your way. All of a sudden, you lose your turn, you're blocking, and you realize you have, you're at one touch because you've spent all your health on on comboing the other guy. So it was a really interesting week. It was really good example of why I'm doing this, because, previously my experience with the character was like, wow, this guy's just all these crazy setups and damage, and he has a command grab and a command grab super and all these projectiles, and he's cheap and he's crazy and all this. Now I'm just like, wow, it takes guts to actually play this character competitively, and I respect it. I found, a wide range of mixed results, because that's kind of what I would expect from a high-risk, high-reward character while picking them up. I was able to get some perfects. I was able to win a bunch of games, but I lost just as many as I won. And in the end, I think that he's not really my style. I like to play a little bit more of a thoughtful isn't the right word, but the high risk, high reward stuff isn't really my jam. But I respect the people who are walking down the path of this crazy character. And I can certainly see the appeal, and they are very fun. I have played him again a little bit since, and each time I go, yes, I remember this. I remember this life. So yeah, Avatar Belial is really interesting, and I'm really glad I spent a week on him just to sort out the ins and outs of the character. Now I've moved on to regular Belial, and I'm just going to kind of give you my overview of the character initially. So I've always heard this character is top tier. I didn't really understand why until I started playing him. And one of the first things that I noticed as I started playing this character was just how much more cautiously people were behaving around me and everything I was doing. And I was like, okay, so why is this? What is it that's causing all of this hesitation? And it's interesting because Belial not only seems to have really strong neutral in the fact that he's got very good projectiles with kind of built-in mix to them, things that stop people from just running at you from full screen. He has ways to manipulate his jump in. He has ways to hard counter full screen projectiles with his 5U parry. He has a command grab up close that's reactable but does catch a lot of people. And he also has very good pressure strings and a very long range crouching 2U, right? So he has all of these really great tools. And the other thing that he has is ridiculous damage. I don't know if it's just because this character is, is the bad guy or is, recent DLC or what it is, but I have not seen damage numbers so high on any of the other characters I've played. Like, he has a 6,500 damage corner combo with SSBA. And it is mind-blowing how much damage this guy does. It's one of the few where I feel like doing the full combo actually gets you more damage than just doing, 5C into SSBA. And so the damage scaling and the SBA scaling and then is so good that you only need 2 combos on somebody, and the rest you can just poke them to death once or twice. And his pokes are really good. His counter pokes are really good. His far H, with the fact that it hits twice and moves him forward, like propels him across the screen, basically, means that you can catch people, kind of sleeping at this footsie's range where they expect to be safe. And because it moves them forward, it also means you can get, counter hit before your move comes out because you move forward into a button. But Belial in general has just been this very, very strong, kind of overwhelming presence of a character. It's been really interesting to play because part of what I attempt to try and do throughout all of this is distinguish, okay, why am I having success because I'm on this particular character that people struggle against, right? Like, when I played Luane or Charlotta, I was winning a lot of games because people weren't familiar with those matchups, or because they struggle against the character. Same thing with, like Lancelot, right? Like, he's just very fast, very difficult to deal with if you're not comfy with the matchup. But like, at that time, I went, oh, it's definitely the character. It's not because I've gotten better. But the interesting thing is that playing Belial is also hit in this curve where over the last only 10 days or so, I feel like I finally understand the game and I've come to grips with how Gray and Blue Versus works as a game, what the concepts and theories are that I should be applying. I've been working more on footsies. I've been working more on like delayed pressure strings and a bunch of other really interesting things that have really helped a lot. And so not only do I feel my personal skill level has gotten a lot better in the last week or so, but also I'm playing this character now that's just really accentuating the fact that like, oh, like this guy just wins games. Like, he does damage. He has great pokes and just stray hits that he can land. He makes people scared. You get to run the game at your pace. You get to dictate, what speed things are happening at, which is something that I really have struggled with certain characters, where they only have kind of one rate of speed or one way that they want to play. Whereas Belial, it's like, oh, you want to back off? Cool, I'll throw projectiles. And guess what? You're going to guess wrong one of these because I can make them do 8 different things after I toss one. Or, oh, you want to get in close and like go wild? Like, that's fine because I have great pokes and counter pokes and I get good damage off of those and, we can play that game. Oh, you want to be aggressive and jump in? Like, that's fine. And so it's been really interesting kind of playing a character that's so incredibly well-rounded and powerful, and combining that with how I feel that I've finally gotten to a decent level skill-wise. So it's been a very satisfying few days playing this character and finally feeling like I can, take games consistently off of people who I never really had a chance against before. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I am moving on after this to like 2 crazy rush down. Well, okay, not rush down, but 2 very strong, more aggressive characters over the next couple of weeks. I'm picking up Vera next week, and then after that, it's going to be Zeta, both of which are, I think, really strong, really interesting characters. I'm really looking forward to those. So, yeah, this has been kind of rambly, but I just wanted to provide the update. I've included footage from both characters in this video. Hopefully it was entertaining to you. Let me know if you make it to the end of this video. If you have a preference between seeing games that I win versus games that I lose. I've been trying to include like a balance of that to kind of show like, oh, hey, like mistakes happen in the gameplay while I'm learning these things. But if you only want to see like the best matches that I've pulled off, like I can do that too. If you have a preference, let me know. I don't know what's more entertaining or more informative for people, so I've just kind of been collecting things as I play, like matches I felt were good or moments that were really cool, and making sure I get a hold of those. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. Thanks everybody for watching. I am working on like some guides for some things that I think will be interesting, but they're all like 20% finished. Like I said, I just haven't really gotten in the rhythm for making content yet. But we'll get there. We're figuring it out piece by piece, just like how we're figuring out the game. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to head out. Thanks for watching. And I will see you next time.